Good evening and welcome back to my channel. If you're just joining me for the first time, this is Physics Jota, where you can experience realistic topics in physics and their real life applications. Today I'm going to be asking a question from a fan from Twitter, and his handle is @ShadyAfsar. He says, what is relativity? This question is broadly asked in physics, and it's very difficult for so many people to understand what relativity is because there are so many complex illustrations to it. So Isaac Newton told us that all objects are subjected under gravitational force. And Albert Einstein, a scientist and a physicist, in 1905 said, no, you can't tell me that all objects are subjected under gravitational force. What if it's an object? Let's just take, for example, this is an object. I drop it. So what was the push from the initial position? What is pushing it down? What is pushing it down? He said no. That the object is actually falling. And then when the object is falling down, the object is feeling weightless. Have you ever fallen from a height before? If you are falling from a height, you don't feel your weight until you hit the ground. And when you hit the ground, you feel the whole weight of your body. But from the distance you fell from to the ground, you feel no weight. So he challenged Isaac Newton by saying that, no, you can't say. At that point, it was weightless. I was feeling weightless. So what was the initial force that pulled me down and made my weight weightless? Isaac Newton, on the other hand, studied it also and said, let us use the principles of gravitational pull. The principles of gravitational pull is the only thing to solve it. So Newton is now saying, while the object is falling and feeling weightless, there is a gravitational pull from the ground pulling it downward. And Einstein looked at it. How true is this principle? Why has this been? Because, okay, let's analyze it in daylight. If I'm sitting here, a gravitational push that pulled me and pulled me downstairs and probably pulled me to the ground, pulled me into the solar. But since there's nothing, I'm still sitting static. That means that gravitational pull principle is not applicable. So he thought and said, there could be another thing. Then while he was thinking, he used a principle of a man on top of a roof. Then he said, okay, while the man is falling, the man has no weight, right? So the man on top of the roof has no weight and he's just falling down. Or he used the principle of an elevator. Using the principle of an elevator, he said, while you are in an elevator, the elevator brings you down. You practically don't feel anything, and you exert your weight on the elevator without feeling that you are exerting your weight. You feel weightless on the elevator because the elevator is carrying your weight. So what happens? Why are you not feeling any weight? And why are you coming down? What is bringing it down? This brings Albert Einstein to this theory of relativity. Now, what is relativity? Relativity is simply telling you that time is relative. Measuring objects are relative and not absolute. What do I mean? Absolute means constant. If Newton is talking about gravitational force, to say that gravitational force pulls or forces things to fall down, that is constant, then Albert Einstein is saying no, that it is not relative, that space and time and gravity are not relative, but motion is relative to the observer. Now, there are two branches of relativity. He talked about the general relativity, and then he talked about the special relativity. Let me tell you a little story and use that as an illustration.